So Alice the Wanderer, you guys must have heard about her because she's the center of the new event that has been going on for a month or two. It's still going on, a free legendary, everyone is promoting her. I've already made a video on her reviewing her, but today I want to talk about Alice from a little bit of a perspective, from a little bit of a distance, because I've gotten a ton of experience with her. I managed to fully upgrade her. A lot of people have also managed to do a lot of things with her, so we got more suggestions on what you can do, how you can build her. So today I want to talk, is Alice actually worth it, and is she good? Now, before we get into it, if you guys are just starting the game, or if you recently started but you haven't really progressed a lot, I would urge you to create a new account with my link in the description or the QR code on the screen, and you will get Tagore immediately, which is an awesome champion. I got a full video on him right now, an amazing support. You will get Uga at level 15, you'll get a whole bunch of things in between to help you level up, because you're gonna get new rewards as far as you level, which you're not gonna get with just a raw account. And then, if you got a new account as well, you can go into the promo codes here. You can type in Monkey King, for example, which is one of the promo codes. So you'll get a legendary, plus Alice is a free legendary, so you'll get Alice. So everything that I'm talking about is going to be very useful for you, because you are going to get this champion by just logging in for 7 days. Additionally, if you guys need a clan, I'd urge you to join me. I've got 16 members right now. I'd really appreciate more support. We do need some support to defeat the Demon Lord. So, before we get into it, I've made a video like a month ago, I believe, about Alice the Wanderer. Is she worth maining? And I've covered a lot of the things that were going on. And I've done this, I don't think I've even fully awakened her. I was like halfway through the event, but now she's currently one of my main characters. As you can see here on my account, if you sort it by rank, you will see that Alice is number 1. I got pretty good power on her, 60, almost 64k, which is not bad for seeing the fact that I'm level 67 and I'm like a mid-game player. I haven't really finished everything, but she has essentially helped me get through almost the entire last Doom Tower. I'm almost managed to finish it. I think I needed like one more boss to be able to finish to get to the end of the Doom Tower, which is amazing since I only got to like level 40, 50, I believe, the first time around. So what Alice is a nuker. You have probably heard about this. She's a very specific champion, and personally, I've managed to find her most useful for clearing waves. I've really used her for Doom Tower. She can also be used for campaign. I also use her to push through the Nightmare campaign to finally finish it, despite the fact that it's super expensive. But she can essentially just steamroll through the entire thing. Alice, he has very strong abilities, single target, but she can also do a lot of damage. So let me really quickly cover some of her abilities, and we'll also talk about gear. I think I got her decently leveled up. Some stats are okay-ish, but it's decently okay with the fact, well, looking at what I currently have. So her A1 ability is attacks one enemy 2 times, places an extra hit if the target has any active skills. Each hit has an 80% chance of decreasing the duration of a random buff on the target. So this is like an extra thing. Now, Alice is all about damage. Her aura is very situational. I mean, increasing ally attack in all battles by 30% can be useful depending on what you got. I mean, it's not the best buff, but for example, if you mix it with Trunda, which also works heavily off attack, although she does have a little bit of a better buff with 36% on magic characters, and Alice, as you can see here, is a magic character. But thing is, like, her increased ally attack is pretty useful if you got a specific team, but it's not like the best all-around thing. Like the HP stuff, like, that's almost always going to help you. Now, then she has, well, let's look at her passive first, because whenever this champion attacks, inflicts 3% more damage to each target for each turn remaining on all the target's cooldown. So essentially everything stacks up, and it's a 33 turn cooldown. The active effect resets the cooldown of one of this champion's skill each time they kill an enemy. So if you got strong damage and you kill characters, you're gonna get buffs, you're gonna decrease the cooldowns, which is a very good synergy effect. However, these two abilities are very interesting. So this is a very, very strong AoE attack. I've managed to use this to essentially wipe out almost entire waves in Faction Wars and also in Doom Tower. Like, it almost obliterates the entire wave. So attacks all enemies. He has a 75% of increasing the cooldown of all enemy skills by 2 turns. Now, this is a very strong chance of increasing cooldowns, and it's also very useful in Doom Tower because some of these mobs are very annoying. Sometimes they can destroy your max HP, sometimes they can decrease your cooldown, which is gonna mess with the boss. So this can end up being very useful. Also has a 75% chance of decreasing each target's turn meter by 15%. This is not all that crazy, but it's pretty good. Now, this ability depends on how strong Alice is. So attacks one enemy will ignore 20% of target's defense. Now, essentially, if you kill a target, it also attacks the enemy with the lowest HP. So if you got 2 weakened enemies in a wave, you'll see that she essentially wipes both of them if she kills the first one. Now, I haven't really booked her. I didn't put a single book. I'm currently investing my legendary books, which are super hard to come by into Trunda. But Alice, as you can see, I mean, this essentially just increases the buff and debuff chance damage. It's not that crazy. Here, it decreases the cooldown by 1 on level 6, so it can help, and here it also increases the cooldown. Like, this would be very useful, especially for PvP. However, it's not like one of those like where the books make or break the character, for example, like with Geomancer. But here, I mean, it really kind of depends on what you got, because legendary books are very expensive, so you really gotta, if this is the only legendary, I would urge you to book her, but if you got other legendaries that you might find more useful, it might not be worth it. Now, the coolest thing about Alice is the fact that if you're doing the event, so you log in for 7 days, you get her. So essentially, this is a completely free legendary, which is amazing. I mean, all of these legendaries are like, if I'm making videos on these legendaries, like, they're great and all, but you're gonna need like 50 sacred shoutouts to be able to get them, or you're gonna have to play for years to be able to randomly get them. But here, like, this is like literally a guaranteed champion that you're gonna get, and it's gonna prove super useful for the start. The best, even better thing about her, especially if you guys are new players, is the fact that you're gonna get a level 6, level 5 Awakened Soul. It's not level 6, but level 5 is very, very good. Like, you guys have no idea how expensive this is if you're not playing the game for all that long. Let me see if... I don't think there is currently a character that you can get like a level 6 Awakening. I think I got an offer for Alice, but it's like 300 of these Eternal Soul Essences, which are crazy expensive. I mean, I don't even know how people buy these, because you're gonna need like a year to be able to farm this. So the fact that even a level 5 soul is crazy as it is. So the fact that you get a free level 5 soul is amazing. Like, let me just show you the stats. So this is the Brimstone. I've looked at Hellhates, showed that this was the most optimal smite ability. However, the fact that is like literally, it's not even the smite debuff. It's the fact that she gets 7.5k HP. She gets 7 and 50 attack, which is like an amazing piece of gear that you put on her, like almost a whole set. She gets 600 defense, she gets almost 40% critical damage, and she gets 75 accuracy and also resilience, which is insane. Like, you're gonna have to really have some really good gear, some really good stats to be able to get this. So just these abilities alone are amazing. I mean, the level 6 Awakening gives you 15 speed, which is really not that much. It only guarantees the fact that the smite debuff will happen. However, these stat upgrades alone from the Awakening is going to be something that no character is really going to get. I mean, you're essentially going to get 8.5 combined HP, you're going to get defense, resilience, accuracy. It's absolutely crazy. Now, I think it actually did put a relic on her. This works decently, increases critical damage. However, let me just quickly show you the gear. So, essentially, with Alice, as she's a nuker, you really want to get as much critical crit rate as you can, and also crit damage. I built her pretty decently. I mean, the crit rate is, you know, there's a little bit more left to be desired, but the crit damage is pretty good. I mean, it's almost 200. Ideally, you want as much crit rate as you want to get, and also, I mean, of course, you need attack as well, because all of these abilities, as far as I know, are based on attack, so this is an attack champion. Plus, her passive gives you 30% increased attack, which can really help you out as well. But essentially, you also want attack. This is not the best attack possible, but it's also not absolutely terrible. She works. The only bad side of this build that I currently have is speed. I got absolutely terrible speed on her. I mean, if I got the level 6 soul, if I grant 15% more, but this is absolutely garbage if you're doing it for PvP, because Alice is a pretty good PvP character. Here, it's, I mean, I need at least 200 to be able to do anything. I mean, she'll be pretty useless in PvP, especially if you're going against gold, like League, because, yeah, people are just gonna get like 2 turns while you get 1. However, for PvE, I mean, this works pretty decently, and also for Faction Wars. I did manage to get her. This gear is pretty decent. Ideally, you want Lethal, Savage, Cruel. I put Savage gear on her. I believe most of this is actually what I've gotten from the actual gear. Like you're literally gonna get free gear by just playing the game. So essentially, this works okay, Savage, because it ignores 25% of enemy defense. She also has some abilities that ignore defense, so as a nuker, this would be amazing. And also 25% of enemy defense is great when you use the AoE abilities, because it can really, like, smash the entire wave, and she can do a lot of damage. Here, I mean, well, it kind of depends on the gear. This is the best gear that I had, the crit rate. I wouldn't say it's the most optimal gear set, but it helps. It's not bad. Unfortunately, I only had the HP abilities, so yeah, this is probably why she's more tanky. I mean, I got actually really good HP on her, which is not something, I mean, it helps, but ideally you want more attack on her. However, this works okay because it increases critical damage. If you got a good crit rate and if you got good crit damage, I mean, she can really do quite a lot. Now, the real question is whether Alice is actually all that good. So, as I said, I mean, Alice is ranked by Hellcades 4 out of 5. I believe the IumiLove.net ranks her as an A tier champion, so not an S tier. And I would say with my experience so far, I would agree with that. I wouldn't say she's like the best legendary, the most OP legendary, like she's gonna help you all. I mean, she's gonna help you a lot, don't get me wrong, but I don't think she's like crazy overpowered. She's not useless. She's very useful. She got some versatility. She can be useful for very good for PvP as well. She can be very useful for Doom Tower, most of the PvE events, Curse City, and all that stuff, depending on like what the rotation is. However, I would rank her actually 4 out of 5. I mean, there are actually better legendaries. She's not like the most OP character. Like, there are some characters where, if, for example, Geomancer, if you get this guy, he's gonna unlock like half of the game for you. With Alice, this is not really the case. This is like a useful asset, but this is not like one champion that if you guys don't have, I mean, you're gonna regret it. The only good thing about this is I would urge you to actually invest in Alice if you don't have a crazy team. I mean, here I might not have had to invest in her because I got about level like 20 level 60s. But if you guys are starting out, I mean, you're gonna get starter Kayle, you get the Gore, you get Ugo, you get Sun Wukong, and you get Alice. So essentially, I mean, you're gonna get like 5 very good champions. If you're starting out, I mean, why wouldn't you want to push Alice? I mean, you're gonna get her completely free. You're gonna get this very quality gear completely free. You're gonna get Awakened level 5, which you're gonna be super lucky to be able to get it. So, I mean, there's really no reason why you shouldn't invest in her. So I would say 2 months from now, 2 months, like after her release, Alice is pretty good. I mean, you should get her. It kind of depends. If you're a late game player, she might not be the most useful character. It kind of depends on what else you have. But if you guys are new, I would really urge you to really build her because she can really, I mean, she can almost push you through the entire normal Doom Tower, depending on what the rest of the team is that you have. Now, if you guys are also starting out, or if you recently started out, as I said, I mean, you can click my link in the description or use the QR code. You will get Tagore, so essentially you'll build a whole team. You'll get Tagore, which is a support character. You'll get Ugo, which is also another support character. If you're also starting out, just pick Kayle, so you'll have 3. You can also go into the promo codes. You can type in Monkey King, so Monkey King, or you can also go with Get Loki, which is also another good character, another free, completely free legendary, and you're also gonna have Alice for a bit longer. So yeah, I mean, you're essentially gonna have a whole team of characters and some free gear that will really help you out a lot. And if you also, guys, if you need clan, just join my clan, the Arena Syndicate TS4A. I would really appreciate your support. So thanks for watching this video and see you in the next one.